Hi guys, it's Xander. I hope you are all well and staying safe. In this video I want to talk about a very important subject. The rise of the reptilians, the hybrids, the reptilian spectrum, and most importantly, what we can do to identify these beings. Now, before we get started, I want to make one thing clear. This is not a witch hunt. This is not a call to arms. Not in the physical sense. I am not suggesting we go out hunting reptilians with guns and knives. No. What I mean is that knowledge and love should be our weapons. No sword is keener than the truth. Right, so first things first. What exactly are reptilians? Are they aliens? Demons? There has been a lot of discussion on this. No one really knows. But one thing is for certain. This reptilian Illuminati control us, but most people are too blind to see the truth. For me, Xander, a man of science and truth, I do not like the word demon. An evil spirit is something intangible. Something that we cannot physically touch, nor explain. But these damn reptiles are real enough. So, there must be a scientific explanation. There must.
Reptile wins.
The simple answer would be that they're aliens. But, a lot of people believe that life on Earth evolved from cosmic bacteria that arrived here on some asteroid or comet. Are we, humans, also aliens from space? But the bigger question here is, does it really matter where they came from? They're here now, and we need to think about saving our future, not arguing about the past. So how did the reptilians rise to power? Well, throughout history, there has always been oppression. Those with power have always dominated the powerless. Even the Bible says it's okay to hit your slave with a stick. The pyramids were built by slaves. And even today, we are threatened with homelessness, prison, and the loss of our rights and identity as a human, if we do not take part in this corrupt system. But how do the reptilians fit in? It is all about bloodlines. Or, put scientifically, the transfer of DNA from one generation to the next. Reptilian DNA. There was a time, long ago, when reptilians and humans existed entirely as two separate species. But what is a species?
Reptile wins.
The scientific definition of species is something that can breed and give birth to fertile offspring. Like take a male and female cat. If they were to breed, their offspring would also be able to reproduce. Hopefully, it would not be incest, ha ha. But if you were to somehow breed a cat and a dog, not only would their offspring be an abomination to science and to God, but the cat-dog hybrid would not be able to have its own offspring. So, that means that reptilians and humans cannot breed together. Can they? Guys, the fact is that reptilians and humans have been interbreeding for hundreds, maybe even thousands, of years. And the reptilian-human offspring, the hybrids, are usually able to reproduce as well, generation after generation. These hybrids exist all around us, and have some mixture of human and reptilian DNA. But if humans and reptilians are different species, how is this possible? Genetic manipulation. The reptilians have been experimenting on humans ever since they could get their scaly hands on us. They are taken in by our beauty, our compassion, Some people believe that reptilians want to know what it is like to feel emotions like we do. Or maybe it is more sinister. Maybe they are trying to create a master race of hybrids. The Earth is their laboratory, and they are playing God. Why do you think so many more people need fertility treatment today than 100 years ago? It is because, sometimes, when a hybrid breeds with a human, they are too different genetically to be considered the same species. In fact, there is a genetic spectrum. The Reptilian Spectrum.
Reptile wins.
First, a bit of science. DNA is what makes us who we are. Our genes are complex codes made from this DNA. And our genes are contained in our chromosomes. An ordinary human has 23 pairs of these chromosomes. These contain all the information that makes us unique. From the color of our hair, eyes and skin, or our metabolism, and even our brain and personality. During sexual reproduction, these chromosome pairs break apart, so that the sperm, or egg, only has individual chromosomes. When the sperm and egg meet, the single chromosomes pair up again, and a new life is created. So, we have genes that are codes for everything. People with blue eyes do not have the gene that makes brown eyes. The observation of a characteristic, such as gender or eye color, is known as phenotype. Now, because we get a random selection of chromosomes from each parent, we have a mixture of phenotype. So you might share some qualities with each of your parents, but you are still unique. Now can you see reptilian reproduction as chaos? It is uncontrolled. There are so many possible combinations of human and reptilian DNA. The two hybrid children from the same parents could have very different phenotypes. In other words, it is random chance that defines how reptilian a hybrid will be. This, my friends, is the Reptilian Spectrum.
The truth.
Reptile wins. Reptile wins. Reptile.
So guys, how can we spot a reptilian? There are millions, if not billions, of reptilian hybrids out there. But most of them are innocent, and do not know it. True, reptilian DNA is a bad thing. Most psychopaths and serial killers are high on the reptilian spectrum. But many of us carry this reptilian DNA and live ordinary and peaceful lives. Well, to spot a reptilian, There are some key signs you must look for. First, think about reptilian phenotype. Physical characteristics. Pure reptilians can be 6 to 12 feet in length. So unusual that tall people may indeed have some reptilian DNA. Scales. Flaky skin. Dandruff and generally rough or dry skin is often a sign of the reptilian gene for scales, but because it is mixed with human DNA, the scales do not properly develop. The mouth. Reptiles have long, slender tongues. Their teeth are sharp and narrow. Draconian. Their mouth is usually very high in bacteria content, which means bad breath. Sometimes, they try to hide this by brushing their teeth very frequently. The eyes. Reptilians have eyes that are slit, but holograms can hide this most of the time. But, look at the pupils. Are they lizard-like? Do they blink a lot? Or not at all? Now, on to behavior. Reptiles lack emotion. They are cold-blooded, and often complain about the temperature. They do not like flashing lights. They cannot show real love. They are animalistic when they have sex. They show no empathy. They are often violent, and indifferent to violence. They tend to show arrogance, but they are also intelligent. They like to change their appearance, using makeup, new clothes and hairstyles. They crave power and authority. They are often managers, CEOs, etc. They have dominating, psychopathic personalities. So now you know about hybrids, the Reptilian Spectrum, and how to spot them. But remember, this is not a witch hunt. You should avoid confrontation. Most hybrids do not even realize what they are. In fact, even you could be a hybrid. It is nothing to be ashamed of. It is your actions, not your DNA, that defines who you are. Instead of making war, we should try to understand them instead. Do not put yourself in danger. And remember, stay safe, guys. Thanks for watching.